Here, let me talk about something called exceptions in Java. Okay. Java exceptions. What is Java exceptions and why it is important? I am declaring two variables, integer x equal to 100, y equal to 20. What I am doing, I am writing the integer a equal to x plus y. Here I am printing a. Integer m equal to x into y. I am printing m. Integer, this is addition, multiplication, division, d equal to x divided by y. I am printing d. Integer s equal to subtraction x minus y. I am printing s. Okay, I am running my program. I am getting the output x plus y 120, x into y 2005, then 80. Correct? I am getting the output accordingly, correctly. Now, instead of y20, I am writing y0. So we know that we can't divide any number by 0. That is a wrong statement. What I'll get some error message here. Let me run. See, x plus y is printing 100, x into y is printing 0. But when I do x divided by y, it's giving me exceptions in main. Java language arithmetic exception, which is divided by 0. We saw, right, array index out of bound exception. Remember in array class? These are called exceptions in Java. Whenever there is exception, Java stops its execution. It is not going to execute anymore. So it's saying arithmetic exception divided by 0. You are dividing some number by 0. That is exception. That is not supported by mathematics. But the problem is x minus y is valid, right? 100 minus 0 is valid, right? Output should be 100. So what is happening? He is not proceeding. He is not executing. Because we got the exception in line number 14 and he stops its execution. That's the problem with Java. Any line, if there is any exception, Java will stop its execution. Remember, there is a difference between error and exception. Error means your syntax error and all. Then your program is not going to compile also. If I don't write it, see, there is an error. Can you see? If you run your program, it will not compile even. It will say syntax error and all. This is called error. That is a different. Exceptions is your program, everything is fine, but there might be some exception. You are adding some variable. You might not have initialized that variable. So that is a null pointer exception. Arithmetic exception. Array index out of bound exception when you are going out of the boundary. File not found exception. You are trying to read some file, that file itself is not present, or someone deleted, or someone renamed that file. So you'll get file not found exception. So these are called exceptions. Now, what I want, I don't want my script to stop here. I want, if you are getting any exception, that's fine. You tell me what is the exception, but at least continue this one. This is valid, right? So to do that, there is something called exception handling. You have to handle the exception. I have to tell your Java compiler to handle the exception. How to handle the exception? To handle the exception, we use something called try catch block. Try catch. The catch block, whenever there is any error in the try block, it is not going to continue in the try block. For example, there are 3 lines. This is first line, this is second line, this is third line, this is fourth line, and here there is one line. In case there is any error in the second line, it is not going to continue these two lines. It will immediately come to the catch block. If there is any exception in the try block, it will stop the execution of this try block and come to the catch block. So the good thing is, again, it is going to continue from the next line, line number 17. So it will not skip the program. In this case, it is skipping, right? It is not executing my whole program as soon as it got the exception here. So try catch is nothing but as soon as there is any exception in the try block, it will go to the catch block. Then it will continue after the catch block. Catch block is nothing but we use to handle the catch the exception. To catch the exception. So here, what I can do, catch block is, you can consider it's like a bag. As soon as there is an exception, it is going to handle. Arithmetic exception. Say E. Anything you can put A, B, C, D. Change it to arithmetic exception. It's correct only. Okay, M was capital. Okay, fine. The arithmetic exception E. It's not like only E. You can put anything. T also. A also, X also, Y also, Z also. So here, what we can do, I can just print error message is plus T, because I'm printing T. What I can do, I just cut it and paste it here. So I'm saying, in case there is any error in line number 9 or 10, it will come to the line number 12. It will print the error, again it will continue. So what I will do, inside each and everything, I'll put one try catch block. Yeah, I hope you are getting what I am trying to do. Same for multiplication. Yes, see what I did. I have created 4 try catch block. So X plus Y, if there is an exception, it will go to the catch block. If there is no exception, it is not going to enter into the catch block at all. Okay, since there is no exception, it will not go, it will come to line number 15. M into Y, there is no exception, so it will execute line number 16, 17, then it will come to line number 22. In line number 23, there will be an exception. Immediately it will go to line number 26. In the 26, what I am doing? I am just printing the error message. It will print, but it will not stop. It will again continue from line number 29. So in this case, you can handle the exception. So catch block is like a bag. If you are getting an exception, take it, put it. If you run it, see, can you see 100, 0? Now I'm getting error messages. Java language arithmetic exception divided by 0. Again, it's printing 100. Okay, again it's printing 100. This is what is exception handling in Java. You can handle the exception in Java. Got it? How to handle the exception? Now here, small thing, I am going to talk about it. For example, I am declaring an array integer I equal to new int, you know, right? This thing. I am giving 2 memory. So I am writing I of 4 equal to some value. So here I will get, right, array index out of bound exception, because memory is 2, 0 and 1. So I cannot write, 2, 3, 4. If I run it, see, it's not executing. Why? It's executing 10, it's executing 0. Then there is some exception. but it's not continuing. What is the exception? Array index out of bound exception, what we saw earlier. The problem is that I am handling arithmetic exception. So he is not able to handle array index out of bound exception. Okay, he is not able to handle array index out of bound exception. So what I can do, instead of arithmetic exception, I will write array index out of bound exception. If I run it, now see, error message is array index out of bound exception 4. Then again it's continuing 100. Now what I'll do, I'll put it before that. If I run, now it's not executing. What is happening? Now it's arithmetic exception. So it's not able to handle array index out of bound. I put it here array index out of bound exception. But I'm getting arithmetic exception. So it's not able to catch that. Because you mentioned you catch array index out of bound exception. Got it, the issue. So if you are aware, you can put direct exception. If you are not aware, you can just put exception. That is fine. So exception is the superclass. Under that, all this exception comes. Array index out of bound exception, arithmetic exceptions, and everything. It is going to handle all kind of exception. If I run, see, it's handled arithmetic exception, then it's continued 100. Okay. So see, the earlier is its arithmetic exception, right? Now this time if I run, see, it's handling array index out of bound exception. So it can handle all kind of exception. So exception is a superclass. Under that there are different classes. Arithmetic exception, array index out of bound exception, input output exception, file not found exception. All these things comes. Right? Okay, so using try catch block we can handle the exception. Okay. This is what is exception handling. Now, one more thing I want to show you in the exception handling. I am printing something. A, B, C, or maybe D. If I run, I'll get the output ABCD. So sometimes you need some wait statement in between. When you will go from one page to another page, page might take some time to refresh. We need to wait for some time. Okay, in that case. So for that, there is a wait statement called thread.sleep. But anyway, we will not be using this direct wait statement. We will be using dynamically wait. I will talk about how to, use implicit wait, explicit wait in WebDriver class. But anyway, there is some pause statement called thread.sleep. Thread.sleep. So you have to give the milliseconds. So 2000 milliseconds means 2 seconds. So I'll put it everywhere. Can you see I'm getting some error message? What's the error? If I put my cursor, check the second condition, surround with try catch. Means they have designed this class in such a way that they told you have to surround with try catch. Otherwise, he is not going to allow you to do anything. You will get an error message. He is asking you, you have to surround with try catch block. So you click here, see it's surrounded with try catch. Can you see? See when you click here, surrounded with try catch. So you have to surround it with try catch. Because it's a thread class and thread class is not required for us. So thread is something like, it will do something with memory, it will wait, it will use the same memory and process all this stuff. So they have designed it in such a way that you have to surround with try catch. Now if I run, means if there is any error here, it will come to the catch and it is not going to stop, then it is going to continue. So if I run now, A, after 2 second B, after 2 second C, after 2 second D. Can you see? So we are surrounding with try catch block. So that is mandatory. You have to surround with try catch block if you use thread.slip class. So there are some other things also. We'll see all these things. But what I mean to say, you might use that wait statement 10 places in your script in the same class. So everywhere you need to surround with try catch, right? We don't want to do it. We don't want to do it only once. So what you can do, just notice here after main, when I put it and click here, add throws declaration. Can you see it throws interrupted exception? Means I'm saying, so this is one kind of exception, interrupted exception. So I've declared it here, throws interrupted exception. That means I'm saying is in case there is any exception in this program, interrupted exception, you catch it and continue. Instead of writing try catch again and again, I have just declared throws interrupted exception. Clear? Now I run. See, after 2 seconds B, now C, now D. Okay, so you can declare globally also. So that is the use of the throws keyword. Okay, in exceptions. Clear?